So to start this trick, you need to have a corner of the room. And I've just got a corner of my kitchen cupboards here in my kitchen. And you need to stand in the corner of the room, so when your dog is in whichever side you're going to start. So Trevor works on my left. I've got the wall of the counters here on my left and behind me. So they're making that corner on my left and behind me. And that's going to guide him round. Let me just get this a little bit of a bigger field of view. There we go. So what I'm going to do is, if I put the treat on the end of his nose, if I turn his head out, he will start to go behind me. Now, your dog might not go round quite as smoothly as that the first time, but remember, if you have the treat too high, your dog will probably sit. If you have the treat too low, your dog might lie down. We're looking at keeping the treat about normal head height for when they're walking, and turning their head out away from you, and they will start to move round backwards. You might need to experiment with how close you are to the counters, so they haven't got too much space to get out of the way, but they've got enough space to move, and the corner will guide them around behind you so they don't just disappear. That was very nice, good boy. So this is stage one. We're just going to get that turn round to behind you, that first quarter turn. Good boy. Turn around that way, lovely. When he gets round, I would be using my marker words, yes, and letting the treat go. Okay, the next stage, stage two, is the most complicated. It hasn't got anything to do with the dog, it's to do with you and your hands. And if you have a smaller dog, you're going to find this more difficult. So the next stage is, you are going to take your treat in your left hand, because my dog's on the left. Obviously, if you're working your dog on your right, just reverse all these instructions. I'm just going to turn my back on you so you can see what I'm doing. I have my treat on my hand. Hang on a minute, wait please, Trevor. I'm going to move the treat round behind me as if the dog had just gone round. Change hands and then feed the dog. Okay? So just to show you that again, Trevor, sit please, good boy. The treat goes round behind, changes hands. Trevor, that's not helpful, mate. Down. Go down. Good boy. So the treat goes round behind, changes hands, and then feeds the dog. Okay? So let me just show you that, because that's quite a critical movement, and that is the most difficult bit. Okay, Trevor. Good boy. So I push the dog round, I change hands, and then I feed the dog. Because what I want the dog to do is to start looking to your next hands for the treat instead of fixating on this one. So you can move that on until you can then move the dog round without a lure, and your treat is already in the right hand, ready to do. So that you use your virtual treat, empty hand, move them round, yes, and reward with the other hand. Okay, once you've got to that stage, it looks fairly straightforward. So because my dog's on my left, I'm now going to make a quarter turn to my right, clockwise, because I reckon he's probably got that first bit of the move, and now I've got the countertop, my wall, my corner behind me and to my right, so that I can use that to help me get the next quarter turn. So I've got no treats in my left hand now. I move the dog round, he picks up that lure and comes around that next quarter turn to get that next bit, because the treat's already there. Trevor, close, close, quickly, good boy. And goes round and round, yes, and rewards. Okay, so this might take you several sessions to get each stage. I wouldn't rush it. But it's quite an easily achievable thing, so long as you spend enough practices with each quarter turn for the dog to be really comfortable and know what they're doing. So you started off, you've got the first quarter with rewarding with the other hand, and then you've moved around and you've got the first quarter without a treat, and then the lure gets the second quarter. I now make another quarter turn to my right, so the countertop is now to my right and in front of me. My dog is on the left hand side, Trevor, close, because he should know now this position. Stand up. And we go round and round and push that last quarter turn. Yes, good boy. Okay. And we go all round and around to that last quarter turn. Good boy. Very nice. And then another quarter turn to my right would be the next stage. So we get wiggle, 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 wiggle. Lovely. And we're using that corner of the broom to help with the direction of the dog. Remember, turn the dog's head out away from you and their bottom will tuck in towards you. Once you've got that stage, you need to get rid of your treats and start to reduce your hand signals and introduce your cue. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Yes, good boy. Lovely. And then start to reduce your hand signals until they can do it just on cue. Come on, Trevor. Oh, no, Colin, go lie down, man. You're not ready yet. Good boy. And wiggle, 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 wiggle. Come on, wiggle. And again, wiggle. Oh, he says I've done enough. Wiggle. It's hard work, is there? Good boy. Nice. Cool. There you go. Have fun with that. And I would love to see some posted videos of any of your completed tricks. Would be brilliant to see.